Well, hello there, people of the internet. So, the Lenovo Flex 2 15. It's a great, cheap, used laptop, but the question is, should you get it? Should you buy one? Well, let's find out. So first of all, we have to meet the star of the show. It is the Lenovo Flex 2. First, let's talk specs. This being a used model, you can't really spec it up to your demand, but you can find a lot of them with different specs. Mine has a Core i5-4210U, a dual-core hyper-threaded Core i5 from 1.7 GHz base to a turbo of 2.6 GHz, really depends on workload. It has 8 GB of DDR3 RAM. It has an NVIDIA 820M. I'll talk about the performance of gaming in a moment. Up front is a 1080p IPS touchscreen, and again I'll talk about it in a moment, but it is really good. Mine came with a 500 GB hybrid hard drive. Basically it has a lot of cache, like 8 GB of cache memory, which does speed up things a bit. It's faster than a standard hard drive, but slower than an SSD. Connectivity wise, it's pretty good. On the right side you have the power port, the exhaust fan, full-size USB 3.0 and an HDMI port, and the microphone headphone jack combo. On the left side you have a pair of USB 2 ports, DVD burner and reader, and an SD card reader. It's a nice touch, especially the DVD burner, if you use it. I guess, I know. The SD card slot thing is pretty nice. So how does it feel and how it is to use? Well, as I said, the specs are pretty humble. Dual-core i5, 8 GB of RAM, GT820M. However, day-to-day tasks are pretty good. You know, browsing the web, YouTube, doing some Laravel development, that kind of stuff, watching 1080p content on YouTube or locally. It's pretty good. It has no issues at all pushing 1080p FPS on YouTube. Don't get me wrong, it won't crush things like video editing and Photoshop, but it is capable of some simple video editing. My previous video, the fidget spinner spinning b-roll thing, the entire video was made on the laptop and it was mostly good. I had to turn down the preview quality just a bit and render time wasn't all that bad. The GT820M does help a bit with rendering. Now let's talk about that screen. Again, it's pretty good. It has pretty good viewing angles, gets decently bright, the colors are pretty good. I don't have anything to measure it by any means, but just take my word for it. It's a good screen. It's a 10-point touchscreen. I never had a laptop with a touchscreen, but when I got this, I get used to it really quick, and it does make your life a bit easier. It's a nice convenience. It's one of those things you don't know you need, but once you get it, you realize, oh my god, that's so cool. I need that in my entire life. Touchscreen, everything. Battery life. Again, humble specs, and the battery life is okay. I got around 2 hours on battery life. IDA64 says the battery is 22% degraded, so it's already 20% dead, if you will. But again, I can get up to 2 hours if I'm a bit conservative, turn on power saver, lower the screen brightness a bit and turn off the backlit keyboard. You can get 2 hours of, medium usage. Speaking of the keyboard, it's okay. As a lot of things on this laptop, it's okay. It's not bad, but it's not great either. The keyboard is good, has good key travel, the keys feel relatively good. Again, it's a used laptop, so don't expect anything premium, but it's okay. And the backlit thing, it helps a lot at night. You have 2 levels of backlit-ness. Underneath it you have pretty big trackpad and tracks pretty well. You can use all those Windows gestures if you want. It's clicky, it's okay. Again, just like a lot of things on this laptop, it's okay. Decent enough. Gaming! Well, PUBG runs pretty well on medium settings, full HD and 60 FPS. On YouTube. Jokes aside, you can't really game too much on this thing. I play some Factorio, well, a lot of Factorio on this thing. Wars WMD runs pretty good without major hiccups. I don't think that was made before 2010-ish should run just fine. There's a link in the description down below. You can see all games, like a lot of games, how they run on GT820M. And trust me, it's pretty bad. What about heat and noise? Well, again, it's a really humble spec laptop, and it doesn't get really that hot, and it doesn't get that loud. However, the fan is relatively high pitched, so even when it turns on, you can notice it, but it's not really annoying. And when you're not doing much, the laptop really keeps it cool. I tortured it a lot on a 64, and it didn't drop below the 1.7 GHz, and still being relatively quiet. And it does have one more strong feature. It's a flex. It's a flex laptop. It's a 2-in-1. You can flex it to 300 degrees, and it makes it perfect for viewing and consuming media, watching shows, YouTube, and that kind of stuff. So it's a nice feature. Now comes the bad part of the video. The bad features of the Lenovo Flex 215. It's flimsy and cheap as all hell. Oh my god, what the hell were they thinking? But again, you have to cut some corners to make this laptop fast but still cheap. So yeah, the build quality is, well, it's not falling apart, but I have a feeling if I stress it just a bit too much, it's gonna fall apart, break. Sometimes when I'm opening the laptop, some of the plastic creaks and cracks, especially when I want to turn it into a, especially when I want to flip the screen. I have a feeling that I'm gonna end up with a screen in one hand and a keyboard in the other hand. Not really the most confident laptop, but again, compromises had to be made. Comparing that to this piece of shit, the Potatotron 9000, holy hell, the Potatotron 9000 feels like a tank compared to the Lenovo. But it's also slow like a tank. And the bad stuff doesn't stop there. Disassembly and getting into the laptop is relatively painful, I would say that. It takes a lot of assembly, a lot of screws to take out, but you can get into it, and you can upgrade the RAM and the hard drive. In my scenario, we have two RAM slots. One is occupied with an 8 GB DIMM, and the other one is free, so you can add another 8 GB. It's gonna be okay, and you can swap out the hard drive for an SSD. Something I'll probably do in the near future. And another bad another bad thing are the speakers. Yeah, I have a feeling that my Galaxy S6 has better speakers than speakers in the laptop. I mean, they're okay. For viewing a quick video, they're okay, but yeah. So in conclusion, should you get this laptop? Well, I don't know. It's up to you, really. The prices really depend where you live and which model you get. You have some with an i3, with a Pentium, with a Celeron, with a touchscreen, without a touchscreen, Full HD 720p, a lot of different configurations. So if you happen to run into one, it's a good laptop. If you just take care of it a bit and don't abuse it like physically, if you just take care of it so it doesn't fall apart, it's a decent laptop for college, for school, for work, just to have it, just have it. It's a good laptop. Do I recommend it? Yes, I do. If you have the money, it's not a bad choice, really. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please do make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll be seeing you. Peace.